Look at the new student. You guys. Purna, is it or Puna? Purna. What's the full name for Purna? Ramesh Naikar. Oh, from where you are? Wait, Tamil Nadu. Naikar. Now I know you are. I am from Madurai. You know Madurai? Madurai. Yes, sir. That's very bad. So everyone have understood that flow pattern. Besides that, lady is talking and explaining. Shall I give it in your notebook with a diagram?
Yes.
At least now you got a basic grip. What is that? Okay, let's write the drainage pattern. So first pattern as per your volume, it is dendritic pattern. We started. You had a doubt means why should I? You are having a doubt. You are having a doubt. एक मिनट. Any changu mangu की तरह आवाज करता रहेगा ना? All the three will be standing in one corners of the room. Not down on the bench. बाकी सब खड़ा रहेगा तो कोई इश्यू नहीं, but मिर्ची तो ही खड़ा रहेगा तो I will have a big tension. नहीं. I write with a marker. Write down everything. Even my boys are looking. क्या हो गया सर है ना बहुत preferring the box को ना. अरे बोलना. You say. I will give it a hack. देखो boys are complaining that I am giving full freedom to the girls. है ना? I should not. So shall we screw them tightly? देखो good. बराबर है. ये क्या है? चलो write down. Dendritic pattern. Write down.
I just have to doubt that the radial pattern only forms on mountains or.
देखो plateaus रह सकते हैं, any upland, not exactly a mountain, because it has to flow in all the four directions. That is the meaning of the radius. Okay.
Then only the radial pattern forms on any upland.
Not upland. It has to be a land like this, so that when the river crossing, it is going on all directions, not on that surface. I can't bear this now. Come here.
The one can sit there.
No, they will not. They all have this फेविकॉल का जोड़ है. जहाँ भी जाएगा तीन. अभी दो एक जन तो दरवाजे के अंदर बाहर कर रहा था. फिर मैंने बोला एक एक करके आ. बंद हो दोनों. I didn't see. Huh? I see you are like girl only. I'm right now. Enough. I have come here only to geography. This pattern develops. Yes. This pattern develops where the river channel, follows. Channel follows. This is very important. Where the river channel follows the slope of the terrain. Follows the slope of the terrain. Underline that word, slope of the terrain. Full stop. So the stream along with the tributaries, I'm not looking at it, resembles, along with the tributaries, resembles more like, not exact, branches of a tree. Underline branches of a tree. And make a rectangular box and try to show all the river pattern in a rectangular box. It is easy for the examiner to give you the mark. So draw using a pencil generally. Now get serious now. So this is the main river. This is the main river. Quick with a pencil. Why that poor child is alone? You want to join them? That's all. Good. Wait for the turn. आप पेन से कर, हाँ ठीक है, गुड, क्विक, इधर तो है डायग्राम, उधर डायग्राम भी कॉपी कर, अच्छा उसको दिखा दे, वो नोट्स का बुक है, दिखा, थ्रू द बॉक्स क्विकली. One is dendritic, second is rectangle. Now I understand why your mother sometimes gives you one. Hey, your brother is in 11th or 12th now? 11th, science. Right on, rectangular drainage pattern. In this pattern, a river is joined by its tributaries. A river is joined by its tributaries. Tributaries approximately. You understand the word approximately? Yes. At a right angle. I'm writing approx to write the full word. At right angles. Full stop and then continue. अच्छा ये ट्रलाइज है क्या? मैंने क्या दिया था?
Stands joined by its tributaries approximately at right angle.
Okay, then continue. So the pattern develops mainly because of. So the pattern develops mainly because of alternate hard and soft rocks. Alternate hard and soft rocks which are parallel to each other. Which are parallel to each other. There's one small mistake. The mistake. I'm so sorry. And a heading is clear of notes out basically. I'm saying sorry for that. So put that as less, but for lies. मैं कट करूँ इसे? हाँ whitener है तो good. नहीं है तो shall I get it? हाँ, these girls are वो है ना वो मिर्ची वाली लड़कियां हैं. MTV मिर्ची girls, spice girls. There's a group of singers you don't know. 5 पागल लड़कियां हैं, कुछ भी गाना गाती है. हाँ, definitely they are not from India. Let us draw the picture now. Don't prove it time and again. I have to separate all the. Better. But you don't maintain your this one full. The main course of a river. And draw the ridges like this. Hard and soft rock. These are rocks. Are you seeing? Again, this is one more rock. So this is main course. These are tributaries. Or look at the textbook. Thoda sa confusing hai. Wait. You make use of that wonderful small video also. He's eyeing as if I've drawn some Ganesh Utsav temple festival, which is nowadays on the right corner, is it? है ना? Building से start हो गया function. आज हमारा वॉचमैन बोला सर गणपति है, बोला तो मैं क्या करूं? बोले सर वर्गनी हाँ मैं दूंगा. तुम्हारे घर पे भी है? वेरी गुड. परसों ही आ गया. Why so quickly? That's the watchman. I thought Ganesh came up. Hey, look here. This is the one that you guys are seeing. Are you seeing the word trellis pattern? Rocks are there. In between, the streams are cutting, moving. Wait, I'll show you a better picture. Which stream of the drainage pattern? This is what that is annular. This is radial. And this is that rectangular. है ना? तो ये एक काम करो, यही पैटर्न इधर बना लो. That's easy. यही बना. Trellis. Rectangular to my different diagrams. See. Girls are the future of the. And just wait, please. Wait, I'll show you a better picture. Put a better picture, exactly. It was there, is it? Picture of drainage pattern. Because in the air, nobody's having a textbook here. And just pick it up. That is given neat and clean. The way it is. Yeah, blur. What is that blur? And that's okay. For that also you want to. I know teeth are beautiful, but it's nothing. Leave it. I'm getting the picture. Just a minute. Who is talking there? Leave it, guys. I'm getting the pictures. Look here, this is a better video. I'm playing it, silently listen. Yeah, for English.
Folded, faulted, or tilted by the movement of Earth's crust.
This is the video
This can be seen in this diagram as the layers of rock are no longer horizontal.
Coming in between.
Here's an example of what a mountain landscape may look like. Notice the high elevation and lots of relief, steep and jagged valleys and peaks. If we could see beneath the surface, we can infer that there is deformed bedrock down there as well. Let's take a look at the second type of landscape, a plateau. Like a mountain, a plateau tends to have high elevation. Different though, in that it has very little relief. It tends to be fairly flat. Most importantly, plateaus do not have deformed bedrock, rather they have horizontal flat bedrock layers. You can see that in this diagram. Here's an example of a plateau. Notice how it has a high elevation and it's fairly flat on top. And the layers of bedrock, which in this case are exposed, you can see that they are horizontal, nice and flat. Finally, we have a third type of landscape called a plain. A plain is low in elevation, has very little relief, and like a plateau, has flat horizontal bedrock layers, which can be seen in the diagram. Here's an example of a plain landscape. Notice very little relief, low elevation, and we can infer that the bedrock beneath is flat and horizontal. So those are our three types of landscapes: mountains, plateaus, and plains. But each of these landscapes can have a different appearance, and that's because they're largely shaped by the local climate. Let's take a look at a humid climate. A humid landscape results in precipitation, which feeds streams and rivers, and this leads back in page 2. Here's the map and the maps together of streams, and one is called a dendritic drainage pattern. And this occurs when streams and rivers flow down the side of a slope.
Now look here, this is the main course of the river. Are you seeing?
Yes.
And these are the branches. So that is dendritic. We have already done. Let's proceed.
In mountainous areas, the streams will flow downhill, pulled by gravity, and come together from small tributaries into a larger river. Here's an example of a dendritic drainage pattern as seen from
This
space.
is the actual picture.
We also have other patterns, for example, a radial drainage pattern in which we have a dome, for example, an island.
She was asking me always, is it a mountain? Not necessarily, a dome, a raised land. So that when the water is moving, it is not moving towards the dome, it is moving in all four directions. Okay.
Flow from the peak out towards the edges. And so from above, you'll see a pattern that looks like this. Here's an example of a radial drainage
Look at
pattern.
look here. In the center, there is no stream. All over the centers, correct? So this is called as a which pattern? Confirm? Everyone? Okay.
Notice the rivers flowing from the center down the slopes towards the sea. When we have some more unique landscapes, like this faulted and deformed bedrock, which of course would
Now
be
the rectangular, if you don't understand, here they have shown. As she was rightly saying, the picture that I made you to say, that is a rectangular. This is the main course of the river. The tributaries are joining more or less at which angle? Right angle, 90 degrees. That is why it is forming a rectangle. I think the explanation that we have given was rectangular only. Right angle मैंने दिया था ना? So that is rectangular
we
pattern.
can classify as a mountain. You might see something like this rectangular drainage pattern,
It's a
in which we have parallel streams and rivers with smaller tributaries feeding them. Here's what this might look like from space.
मुझे तो कुछ भी नहीं समझ आया space से.
We have another unique pattern.
This is not there in your portion, annular.
And this often forms when we have a mountain or a volcano where the top has been worn away downhill. We talked about the three different types of landscapes, including mountains, which are tall with lots of relief, resulting from deformed bedrock. Plateaus, which are also tall but have less relief and nice flat horizontal bedrock. And finally, plains, which are lower and flatter with horizontal bedrock.
So now you understood. So
We
the
discussed how local climate can affect.
I'll play that video also where that lady was saying it in her own accent. So let's see.
We'd like you to just be able to recognize these drainage patterns and what
She
landscapes.
is trying to
in
prostitute,
natural.
but I'll explain
So
to her.
if we were looking here, water.
this is that what is
flowing,
dendritic.
right here we have higher levels of elevation here, but then we have.
This picture you can draw for trellis.
We have rain falling.
But the rectangular pattern I'll show you. जो आपका book में रहता है, जो आप लोगों ने difference between the trellis and the
Water.
in fact more or less it is the same. Look here. Trellis is the rectangular pattern only in fact. Rectangle.
Again, just matching where would the water flow off of that.
So everyone who have written trellis, it is also known as rectangular. Draw this picture. Correct? Drawn that only. He is waiting for me. Chalo, draw karo. Trellis and rectangular are same. Abhi banao, aram se. I think in my lecture only this much of leverage. In other lectures, same. No, these three. She's at least quite with the, initially with the brain. I think eroded now. All because of the influence of nobody. I said nobody. Come on, quickly. Trellis or rectangular, draw this.
Easily see the shape of this landscape within the drainage pattern itself. The last one is called annular. If we look here, if we have rocky peaks through volcanic dome, I would like to just be able to
So
recognize.
look here, let us identify ourselves only. Which of the drainage pattern would mostly like to develop on the surface of a volcano? When it is the surface of the volcano, it is annular, not radial. Okay, let's see what is the right answer.
Drainage patterns and what landscapes they match up to. So we want to know which one would likely happen at a volcano. So pause your video and make your choice. The correct choice should be answer choice B.
Oh my
You look here, all moving out. away
Ladies,
from the
thoda
center
sa
point, which we
किसके लिए?
remember A is this annual look.
That's why we don't
That would
like
be
you.
from the erosion dome. D is the trellis or rectangular
That's
look.
okay.
And
That's
you
okay.
to
Please
look at
do it.
this drainage pattern to determine which landscape is.
Now let's identify. The diagram below represents a map view of a stream drainage. This one. Now only we have done. What is the answer? Rectangular or trellis. Where is the word? Kuch bhi nahi diya. Let's see what is the answer.
Remember, you're trying to figure out which landscape would have the water.
Which
flowing
landscape will have? This is the landscape, correct? That's what.
in the
Landscape.
pattern.
अभी वो सी या और कुछ बोलते हैं.
And the correct answer is D, which is the trellis or rectangular pattern. Hopefully you got that correct.
Yeah, we have got it correct.
The last thing we'd like you to do is match up the drain.
So let's match.
Previous study.
Wait. One. Let's start with her. One is matching with which? Match the drainage pattern to that of the correct landscape. 1 to C. Are you sure? And 2 and 3 D and 4 B. Correct? Let's
Drainage
see.
patterns 1 through 4 to the landscapes, A through D on this side. Pause your video, make your choices.
Now she'll.
The correct answers here, 1 will match up with C. We have that trellis or rectangular pattern.
Radial.
3 will match up with D. We have the radial pattern.
That is radial. No, this is annular.
4 will match up with B. You have the plane.
And annular is on the peak.
inverted pattern.
Volcanic
And
peak or
the
mountain.
angular pattern.
Everyone have understood? If this kind of question comes in the board exam, in your school exam, you have to mark like this. Absolutely.
That sedimentary rock faulting or folding away, and you have that angular pattern. Again, hopefully you got those right. If you didn't, you want to rewatch the video or ask questions about that. But your main goal here is to be able to match these drainage patterns to the landscape region represented.
This is not to be sure. On it. He's crying like this. Yeah, understood? Let us go to the which pattern now. Which pattern is left now? Rectangular or trellis is the same. Let's go to the third pattern as per your textbook. What is the third pattern? You write radial pattern. This kind of pattern is developed, radial pattern. This kind of pattern is developed normally, radial pattern. This kind of pattern is developed normally when the streams flow, when streams flow in different direction from a central peak, or dome. You understand the word dome? The raised land. Dome like structure in a given specific area. Dome-like structure in a given area. Dome-like structure in a given area. So just draw like this. And the way I am showing the streams of flow, you can show. And say this is the dome. Yes, ma'am.
This portion is given.
So अभी बहुत जल्दी बताएंगे. So बैठो. But other schools?
It is not.
It's a part of the important board pattern, man. Yeah, no, sure. At least you have learned it, then forget it. Learn it. Other schools are having this portion.
Yes.
I don't know why your school is a little bit haywire school. But this is very important part of. अभी drainage में अगर तू pattern नहीं सीखा तो फिर क्या drainage सीखा तू? It's like that. What is that? Samosa with no aloo. और क्या बात है उसमें? I don't know. Let's see. Write the last one. Then you write trellis. Done? 1, 2, 3, 4 आना चाहिए ना. One is dendritic, second is rectangular.
That one was rectangular or triangular?
That was trellis. That is trellis. नहीं है in your volume. Look, there are rectangular. मैं भी दिखाता हूँ. This is rectangular. Are you seeing it? नहीं कुछ नहीं है. So you write the next one is rectangular. The first one is textbook में बताना. Why is that? ठीक है. वही. हाँ वो तो करूँगा ना. मैं किधर बात. That is the main. Then I will doing the map work based on that also. You have to bring pencils, erasers, everything. Drainage pattern. Yeah. He's right. There are drainage systems. Are you sure you don't have it in your exams? ठीक है काम करेंगे बेटा. Now you write river system in India. Best. We have shown the answers. Okay, because that is very important. As these girls are going to है नहीं है निकल जाएगा. So you write river system in India. क्या आ रहा है हाथ में? That's corrupt completely. Right now. Now I see any talk out of the three, all the three will be. I'm very seriously saying you guys, not joking. Now I want to see perfect silence now. So you write reverse system and write what is reverse system, then I make the division. Right up. I'm going to give. In India only. This was somewhere. Rivers in India follow a specific drainage pattern, including its tributaries and distributaries. Rivers in India follow a specific drainage pattern, including, what did I say? Their tributaries and distributaries. Hyphen, two se copy karna. What did I say after that? Making a specific river system of its own. Making a specific river system of its own. Next. Of a specific river system of its own. Next. In India, a river system. Specific river system of its own. In India, rivers are broadly classified into. Now you neatly make it Malayan rivers and peninsular rivers. Then write the other name for the Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers. Make it like this. You write North Indian rivers. And then here you write South Indian. When you write these are perennial. I'm writing R means rivers, huh? These are non-perennial. Two sources of water. Namely, rainfall and melting of glacier. Let's say one source of water. Keep writing. Looking at it. उसका अदर नेम है. Where you have written non-perennial, correct? You write seasonal. Bracket में लिख दो ना. Then it won't match perennial, seasonal. Instead of the perennial, non-perennial, correct? Close throughout the sample. So without looking, you can easily remember all this. While writing, you have a query, please ask me for this channel, which of this is here. Quickly copy down so that we can get into the map marking. Okay, today shall I do, or shall we do the map marking next week? Because everyone has to have the volume. If you could bring one extra map, okay, and you need to have pencils. Map marking. Political only. They don't give you physical only. They don't give you political. In fact, this is the map I'll be doing it, but I'll be doing it by putting it on the screen in amongst all the rivers, important rivers. Political means outline. You get it? Look at the right reference there at school. That is not to be. Okay, everyone have done. So we are going to read from this part of the volume. So I'll personally read so that you can understand quick and easy. Every bench is having one volume at least. You have. What is generally dry during the non-rainy seasons. Okay, everyone have picked up? Keep the pencils ready. Let's see. So which one is very quick? So you can write simultaneously. Okay, I'm reading Himalayan rivers. Here, anybody at least have a concept clear?
Yes.
Anybody have a problem? Everyone knows what is Himalayan and what is South Indian rivers are.
Yes.
The rivers of the Himalayan systems are underlined snow-fed. Only underline the word snow-fed. Then, hence they flow throughout the year. Underline throughout. Only the word. In the rainy season, they are generally underlined, flooded. Only underline the word flooded. Carry huge amount of water into the sea. Such rivers are called perennial rivers. Underline only the word perennial. The Himalayan rivers, underline, long courses. They perform, underline, intensive erosional activity in their upper course, no need, and carry huge loads of silt and sand. Underline, carry huge loads of silt and sand. In middle and lower courses, these rivers form meanders. Don't worry. Oxbow lakes and many other depositional features. They also have, underline, well-developed deltas. Now put the heading in your notebook, characteristics of Himalayan rivers. Whatever I made you to underline, बस उसको points में short sentence में डालना है. समझा? हाँ. You didn't give me the pencil. Characteristics of Himalayan rivers. Although we have done it, but I want you to. Achha, yours is it. I'll keep it as well. You don't have? Tera hai. Acha de usko de. But I haven't underlined. Will you be able to identify? Come on, quick. Whatever I need you to underline, you have to write. I'll give you. What he has underlined, I'll read. First point you have to write. They have long courses. Point number 1. Second, they perform intensive erosional activities. Hyphen डाल के लिखने का upper course. पहले सुन लो पहले. Directly start कर दो. It carries huge loads of silt and sand. ये third point. In middle and lower courses, they form meanders and oxbow lakes. बस इतना ही. And next point, they also have well-developed deltas. बस. You write it in short and sweet points. Looking at the wall. What happened, right? Hey, the bench is full for you. Why are you falling down? Characteristics of Himalayan rivers. ये तो general है. अभी आप specifically लिख रहे हैं. It's there in the volume. If I get a big and then go side, pick that. And this is I'll be using for the map. Don't make that noise. Yeah. Such a disturbing bacha, huh? But your brother is very silent, is it? Who is he? Bacha. You are just 1/3 of him. But मेरे lecture में तो बेचारा बहुत ये करता था. Why? He likes my lectures. नहीं कोई suddenly आ जाइए. You keep writing. This video is, I think, perfect video. What do you recommend? Just curls and pasted with Fevicol in their rings. What is that? Example, no need. I didn't mark the example. लिख दिया shortly. उसको बताया. जल्दी करो. So I'm going to play this video. Shall I already written? You guys can watch and write or write and watch. Both. Enough.
And non-perennial peninsular rivers. The Himalayan rivers, as the name indicates, have their source in the Himalayas. There are 3 major river systems. Yes, river systems, because these 3 major rivers are systems unto themselves, with tributaries that have their own tributaries and so on. They are Indus, Ganga or the Ganges, Brahmaputra, which goes by different names that we would get into later. First, the Indus. No prizes for guessing that this is the river from which the name of India is derived. Although
Correct.
now a major part of its coast is in Pakistan. Indus, also called Sindhu, originates near the vicinity of the famous Mansarovar Lake in the Himalayas. This region now lies in Tibet. From Tibet through Ladakh, Hindu Kush Mountains, moving southwards into Pakistan. and finally draining into Arabian Sea near the port city of Karachi. It travels a total length of 3,402 kilometers. The length of Indus River in India is 1,114 kilometers. It has a catchment area of 3,21,400.
Any idea what is the meaning of this word?
Indus has 5 major
Catchment area means area which is flooded by this.
Jhelum, Tapi, Satluj, and Bias. We get the name Punjab from these 5 rivers.
In fact, when
Originates in the upper Himalayas in Himachal Pradesh and joins the Indus River in Kutch, Ravi, Satluj, and Bias.
now look here, Panj Doab. Doab means fertile land, agricultural land. Panj means 5. So river Indus 5 tributaries are Chenab, Jhelum, Ravi, Satluj, and Bias. So all the 5 rivers of this Indus flows into the part of Punjab. In fact, river Indus, as she has asked me, you'll write later. In fact, Indus Valley civilization we have done in our 9th standard. So can we say Indians are away from Indus Valley civilization? No. In fact, we say Indus flows into an area called Hindu Kush. Look how the religion word called Hindu. And some parts of the history say this is Sindhu civilization, Sindhu. So in fact, people say there was no word called Hindu in our Indian dictionary. We were generally referred as the people belonging to Sindhu. But later on, the word S has changed to H. Samjha? As long as the Mughal rulers did not attack India, we were very happy and peaceful. There was no division, nothing, only one religion, etc. etc. So it was Ghazni and Gaudi. Have you heard about? They attacked the temple called Somnath. What about?
Yes.
In fact, the temple was so rich, the walls of the temple were not made out of bricks. It was made out of gold. 17.5 times he has looted the temple. In course of looting the temple, he has lost one of his arm and half his leg. But and then his lust for gold did not come to an end. Every time he looted, the Maharaja used to make the temple again. Are you understanding? So this was our India. In fact, some historians are of the view the world is coming to an end. तो बच्चे बोलते कभी एग्जाम के पहले या एग्जाम के बाद? एग्जाम का पहले रहेगा तो I'm happy, एग्जाम का बाद रहेगा तो I'm not. Maybe India can come up to the position what it was. What it was? Golden Nightingale. The richness was so, they say people used to dine in the plate which was made out of gold. अबे हर जगह इतना gold है तो gold का value रहेगा. And they say in one meal, 36 type of sabji was to be eaten by Indians. 36 रुपए सर घर में 2 जलता है, 1 मिलता है, और ऊपर से भी मम्मी 2 गाली देती है. 36, सर ये पूरा दिन भर भी मैं नहीं खा सकता है. So this was our lifestyle. Then the next big question that you ask, and what has happened to that lifestyle? Some people came as invaders. Some people came as traders. And we are left as poorers only. Yes, looted everything. अच्छा हो कि कपड़ा और वो सब छोड़ के गया होना वो भी. हाँ. In fact, किसी लड़के ने सर मैं बेल्ट बांध कर उसमें लिंक लॉक लगा दिया वरना वो भी लेके जाता सर. Well, that is correct. In fact, when Britishers left India, some historians have written in their book that it was like a sugarcane bakse. You know what is bakse? Sugarcane को crush करने के बाद जो waste रहता ना, that was India. They took everything and anything from India. The most precious diamond, ours. The peacock throne, which was fully made out of gold, ours. I can say the Tipu Sultan's sword, which was 100% 24 karat gold, that was. What else? Except Indians, everything was taken. Seriously. They did not even leave the monkeys and donkeys also. हाँ, they used to take donkeys from India to London. तो गांधी जी ने एक बार पूछ लिया, भाई एक गधा दूसरा गधा को लेकर किधर से चल रहा है? British didn't is whether you say no, one donkey you take to London. Why? he banned that one other donkey. He said beautiful animal. They said donkey is beautiful. Donkey में क्या beauty दिखता है? Then the British were saying, eat less and do work more. I like it. I want it this in London. हाँ लेके जा वैसे भी तू एक गधा दूसरा गधा को पहचाना था. Look what they have done. Today we are not seeing tigers and lions in India. When the Britishers came, they saw so many. Let's start hunting. अबे हम भी tigers को और lions को hunting करते हैं. We get into the Gir forest in Gujarat. That's mainly for the lions.
Yes.
And then we go to Ranthambore. And then we go to that, what is that for tiger? Jim Corbett. बच्चा जोर से चिल्ला रहा, मम्मी मम्मी नहीं वो एक कुत्ता आया मेरा टाइगर है ना बेटा, वो कभी कभी आता है, बट वो आज पिकनिक में था. क्यों मम्मी, हम उसको देखना है, वो किसको देखो, वो अपना ससुराल का है. अभी मम्मी कैसे एक्सप्लेन करेगी ना, एक्सटिंक्शन हो गया है. अच्छा मम्मी उसका भी ससुराल, हाँ बेटा आएगा 2 साल के बाद आएगा. So our own tigers and our own lions were killed in such large numbers that today we are making the Project Tiger programs, correct? So this is India. So let's wait for the future when India might become the same country what it was. Then we can bring the sheikhs and the British and the other people. Or niche बैठ इधर. अरे क्या? नीचे बैठ. है ना? Then don't you think that you are the rich person in this world? But then what you are, the poorest person I could see. Then why? We eat with gold and we cook with the diamond. So what is that cook? And we wash with silver. Oh really, so rich? अभी लूटेगा तो बहुत मार खाएगा बेटा. And उसने बोला why loot? Already हम लोग हिस्ट्री पढ़ के लूट गए. अभी दोबारा हिस्ट्री नहीं पढ़ने का. If I tell history in detail, there were 2 Chinese travelers who came to India. वे Chinese travelers है. नाम तो हाँ रामू और श्यामू तो नहीं रहेगा. है ना? ये रामू, हाँ सर मैं. One was Fa Hian, other was Yuan Swang. They visited 2 different parts of India, and whatever they have seen, they've written on side the book, and whoever read that book, they wanted to look it. समझा? जैसे मैं आपके घर के बारे में लिख रहा हूँ, घर का एक कोने में ना 2 हीरा, दूसरा कोने में डैडी का 2 सॉक्स पड़ा था, मम्मी ने 2 पैसे धोया नहीं, स्मेल है उधर मत. It's like in Sardarji's house there was an income tax raid, and अब छोटा सा 9-year-old बच्चा को IT रेड मालूम नहीं क्या होता. तो जैसे IT वाला दूसरा फोन उठा के साइड में रख दिया, मोबाइल उठा के साइड में रख दिया, सब आप अपना अपने जगह पर खड़े, तो हम रेड मारने आए हैं. अभी बेचारा पाजी चुप बैठ के, पाजी अरे चुप बैठना तू, या IT रेड होता क्या है? अभी बेचारा डैडी के सामने इतना लोग गधे लोग खड़े और ये समझे वो क्या है ना बेटा, हमारे घर में जो भी खो गया ना सामान, वो ये ढूंढ के देंगे बेटा. अच्छा बस यही होता है. 1 मिनट पापा मैं अभी आ रहा हूँ. अंदर भागा बेचारा, और एक छोटा पीस ऑफ पेपर में क्या क्या लिखा पता नहीं, फिर सीधा IT ऑफिसर के पास. अंकल आप वैसे भी हमारे घर के कोने कोने ढूंढो. हाँ बेटा हम वही कर, ये भी ढूंढ लो ना बेटा. तो IT ऑफिसर saw what he has written. मेरा पुराना खिलौना का 1 कान टूट गया, 2 जूता का 1 सॉक्स नहीं रहा, उसका लेस नहीं मिल रहा है, और एक छोटा सा चड्डी और अंडर से मिल रहा है. अंकल वो क्या है ना, अभी इतना से याद आया, शाम तक मैं और लिख देता हूँ. अब बेचारा IT रेड वाले ने जाके आप सुपीरियर से इन्फॉर्म किया. अभी कैसे इन्फॉर्म करे, सर द रेड वाज वेरी गुड सर. तो क्या मेरा हीरा चांद मोती कुछ नहीं सर, ये है लिस्ट. ये है लिस्ट, आपको चाहिए तो ये क्या लिस्ट सर, यही है सरदार जी के घर में कुछ भी नहीं है, आपको कोई रॉन्ग इंफॉर्मेशन दी है. So why I'm giving this? Because this was India long before. So look, Britishers have ruled India for 200 years. And when they stamp the visa to London where I've gone, why you come to Britain? Well, to loot you guys. Hey, loot, catch them. तू साला 200 साल मेरे ऊपर लूट कर सकता है मैं 2 दिन तेरा लंदन को लूट नहीं कर सकता yeah that's done but that should be in a very political way you know what is it तुझे नहीं समझेगा तू साइड में हट क्योंकि पीछे से बार 10 बार ट्रेनिंग मारता रहता है if you've gone for that immigration stamping I have seen some foreign countries and Indian countries मतलब ये है हमारा लाइन और उधर है वो ऑफिसर उधर लाइन में ही खड़े रहने का बट हमारा इंडियन ऐसा उसके ऊपर जाके है ना But you see foreigners they are waiting very in a patience and उधर वो बेचारा 15 मिनट लगा but हमारा ये हट भी क्या रहा है ये मुझे जल्दी स्टैंड मतलब भाई साहब क्या है ये लगा हुआ है और वो क्या है यार रुक जा इमिग्रेशन ऑफिस नहीं अभी अर्जेंट है वरना उसी के पास जाना पड़ेगा and he's asking question why you come to India very urgent sir what are you going to do very urgent sir what are you going to see very urgent sir क्या हर जगह where is the toilet jaldi urgent so because the whole way he was traveling so I say many foreigners have come to India they made India just a popular but then you have to learn from the history what is that what was very good with the foreigners unity what was very bad with Indians disunity okay let's just proceed.
We get the name Punjab from these 5 rivers. Chenab are allocated to Pakistan. The length of the river is 900.
अच्छा I'll show you river Indus only river ये सब मैं मैप कर दिन दिखाता हूँ
Salal Dam or Salal Hydroelectric Project is built on Chenab River in Jammu and Kashmir with Sal.
अच्छा ये show you a very detailed one shall we see this one in a different time
Yes.
okay because let's finish up that chapter what was that I was giving it to you let us write the characteristics of peninsular rivers I'm over है ना I'm है 2 minutes okay then do one thing pick up your volume question answers page how many questions you can write as an assignment for coming lecture it is there in the volume only. So you pick up question number 1 from page number 199. Question number 2. Question number 3 छोड़ देना. Okay, ये देखो. Dendritic trellis rectangular and radial. You guys said the radial rectangular. Trellis is different. Rectangular is different. Because that radial will confuse me. ये तो मेन कारण है. इतने साल से लोगों को पढ़ा रहा पड़ता है. Then very important for a stammer. Question number 5. Now do one thing. Even 6th one. Stammer to 5. So please write only one question right now, and then you are ready to move to your house. It's him. You give it to him, and you come here with the book only better. Now start writing question number 5 in your volume. Just now we have written. Correct? Did you see?
Yes.
What? Okay. The Himalayan के अंदर गंगा river system आपका textbook में दिया है. It is there in the textbook in the volume. Come on, start writing. Okay, then go to the first one then. Drainage system है. वो लिखो. Ganga river system don't write. He is complaining that we have not studied. And just showing the questions, let him write the answer. You have a textbook with you? Textbook. एक काम कर तू pack up कर ले. Let her write. You write. You pack and be ready. चल जाके लो. No need to disturb. Purna, you write down. Let him write. Write at least 1 and 2. Hey, the lecture ends at 25, man. You said 20. As good as I should not have asked him. What's it? What's it? Wait, you have to write in the volume only. The space is provided, then why are you writing? Oh my God. Okay, so everyone understood whatever I taught you?
Yes.
What is understood, the jokes or the teaching part? Confirm? So next time we will be on time? Okay, thank you. No need, no need.
1, 2,
1, 2, 4 and 5, correct.
1, 2, 4 and
5.
5.
Acha, wo bhi-
5, 9,
Acha,
1, 2, 3, 5, 9, 6, 1, 2, 3.
हाँ, ठीक है. The portion that I have not taught, you don't do. Okay. Okay, I'll see you in my next lecture. You are sitting or you are moving? Moving. You want me to escort you? Thank you. Acha, good night. Take care of you. Bye bye and take care.